So yeah, so yesterday night, today morning. So yeah, yesterday what we learned was the to-dos, right? Yeah, the auth.py file that we have actually built. How did we build that? So we did make use of that of API router. From there, we created an object called router and router.get. We are trying to hit an API called slash auth slash and then running a function get user that shall run when this API route auth is hit, right? Yeah. Now also the second thing that we had done is in the main.py we did have a lot more code about to do APIs which we actually segregated, which we filtered out in that of todos.py, and both of these files, that is todos.py and auth.py, both of them were created inside a folder called routers. It is actually a package, not a folder. Fine, yeah, yep. It's actually a package, not folder. So fast API is also a package from which we get the fast API object that we use over here. Okay, this one. Then we use this object to create. Then we use this important thing to create an object, that is app object. Fine, yeah. Then we had to do in here. It was simple that what we did was all the imports were taken from the main.py. Then we did set up the SQL injection, that is getDB, that we had already. This is nothing but the class for that of Pydantic. So our data validation, whatever is coming in, is or whatever being posted, that is to be validated. Those things are over here in it. Then what else do we have? We have a get route, right? A get route, and then getting all the to dos, then a particular to do by using their ID. Then we had to create a to do, that is a post request. Then we had about editing a to do, that is a put request that we did, and deleting the to do, that is the delete route that we had done. Fine, yeah. This file was created and put into that of the routers folder, and now the file has been created. Now it's time to import it inside that of the main.py file. And how do we do that? It's simple. From FastAPI we import FastAPI. Fine, yeah. And then okay, so how do we do that? How do we use those routers, those files defined in the routers package into our main file? And then when we run our main file by using uvcon on the Swagger, when you see it on the Swagger, okay, when you see it on the Swagger, you see it on the Swagger, okay. when you see it on the Swagger, what do you get to know that on the UI we get all the routes that we have defined in the both the routes file, that is nothing but the todos.py and auth.py. Fine, yeah. Now in main.py you could see that we make use of something called app.include router, and in that we pass what we pass the auth.router. Auth is the file name, dot router is the routers present in that. It will take a generalized thing, sort of all these routers are available with that thing, router. Fine, yeah. And also if we want to make use of the routers that are defined in that of auth, you import it as auth.py. And if you want to make use of routers that are present inside todos.py, then what do, you just say app dot include router and then todos.router. Fine, yeah. Yep. Yep. So this is how this was a new concept that I came across, right? I didn't knew about this thing earlier. Yep. So this was the, I would say, new concept that I had come across. That is how we define a route separate file and then we import it into that of main.py, and then we run our server, and all those routes defined are also actually updated over there, right? Yeah. Now let's go for next concepts. Today my health is quite better. It has improved from yesterday. So it is, I do have good sound from yesterday. Still struggling, but yeah, I have recovered to the point. So yesterday there were many concepts that were discussed. That was one to many relationship. Like what does one to many relationship means? Uh, one to many relationship is like you have one user who can have two or more to dos, but two or more to dos can't have one particular to do can't have more than one user. So that is what. Also we can think that one user can create more than one to do, but one to do can't be, the particular one to do can't be created by more than one user. Same to do. Fine, yeah. Someone might say watching movie, that might contradict sometimes. Watching this particular movie, it is a contradiction that would happen in one in the thousand. Right, yeah. But that is what one to many relationship is. Then we have the what do you say, then we have the user stable creation. Fine, yeah. User stable creation. Yeah. There was one thing that we added yesterday. So you know that todos app.db, how is that created? That is created by using this line, this particular line. Alembic is one of the not one of the alternative, but the best way to add or delete columns from our to-dos, that I would say. But for now we are relying upon this particular statement that we have done over here. And how does this execute? If you actually delete this todos app.db and rerun our server, this line shall be executed. If it doesn't find this db file, it would rerun this, and this line would be executed. And after that execution, what would happen is after that execution a db file shall be created. Fine, yeah. File shall be created. Okay. Yep. Fine. Yes. Yeah. Get that. Okay. Getting that. Yeah. 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 Now let's go further. So you do okay, that's fine, right? Yeah. Now, what if I want to add some column into my to-dos or users table? So the second thing that we had done was creation of that of users table. So where do you create that users table? Into that of models file, right? Yeah. So here we did create this users file where we named our table. This is nothing but Pydantic, okay? From Pydantic. So sorry. It's SQLAlchemy. Sorry. So we are getting confused between Pydantic and SQLAlchemy. That is not good, right? Yeah. Pydantic is for validation. SQLAlchemy is to define your what do you say, database records, all those things. Fine. Yeah, we are making use of SQLAlchemy over here. So we named a class user, and that we are passing base. Fine. Yeah. Here inheritance is being taken place. Users is being inherited from that of base. That's fine. We have a table name named as users. Okay. Then we have under users table, we have ID, we have email, we have username, we have first name, we have last name, we have hash password, we have is active, we have role. Fine. Yeah. All these things. Getting that? Yep. Yeah. So we do have columns like this, and then we are telling that this column is going to be our an integer type, and it's going to be a primary key, and index is also being provided over here. Then we have our email, which is going to be a string, and also it is going to be unique. That is very important. Also it is going to be unique. Fine. Yeah. Also it is going to be unique, right? Yes. Okay, then we have first name, last name being all of two types being string. Fine. Yeah. Then we have hashed password being a string again, that's fine. Is active being a boolean, that's fine. And role being that of the column. Fine. Yeah. And that to a string. Fine. Yeah. But in to do's, now see, now one user can create more than one to do. So there should be some field that would actually tell us that this particular to do is created by this particular user. So in this, there we are going to create something called owner ID, which is going to act as a foreign key. Okay. Which is going to act as a foreign key, and it is of type integer, as our id is a primary key. It is linked to this owner id as a and owner id here is foreign key. Okay. Then we pass foreign key user dot id, users dot id, table name dot id. Fine. Yeah. Right. Yes, this was what we had actually learned. Right. Yeah. Then users creation was done. Yeah, after this what you do, you delete this and then you create this file. Okay. Now if what if you want to rename this, so you can do it in this database. Okay. So in here, that is SQLite is to /// dot slash to do's app dot db. You have over there, you can change that name to anything, and then delete this file and return your server, and you shall see that the file with that name has been created and this line has been executed. Fine. Yes. Do you get that? Do you get that? Yeah. I get that. Yep. Okay, this was what we had learned yesterday, right? Yeah, what we had learned yesterday. This was what we had learned yesterday. Fine. Yeah. Classic. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go further. Then, okay. So now, what we shall be doing is we shall be creating our first user. Fine. Yeah. What are we going to do is we are going to create the something called that is nothing but the Pydantic class for this so that we validate whatever is going in. So yeah, first of all, instead of getting, we are going to make a post request and we are going to say create user. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So let us have a class that is create user request class where we pass in the base model. Okay. So we have username being a string, then we have email being a string, then we have first name being a string, last name being a string, password, bring a string, role, which is again a string. Fine, yes or no? Yes. Now this base model actually comes from what? The base model from Pydantic import base model. Fine, yeah. This is a validation. Still, we haven't put validation because is equals. This is equals to field that comes from again field where minimum length it is going to be 2 and maximum length 100, something like this. Fine, yes or no? Yeah, getting that. Yep. So yeah, let's see. So whenever you are making a post request, so in post request is about sending a new user to the database, right? That's a critical part, that you can't send anything garbage values to the database. So a validation is very 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 much required, right? Yes. And how do we validate that? So let us have create user request, and here we have create user request as its data type, right? Yes or no? Yes. Right. Yeah. Yep. From models, we are going to import the users. Find Asana here. From models. So here we have defined users. So from model, we are going to bring out the users. Okay. Yeah. So from okay, create users request. So this is what you are going to make a post request. Fine. Yes or yeah. So we have create user request over here. Yep. 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 Going further. Think of it. कि भाई आपको एक नए to do को ऐड करना है. You want to add some new to do to the database. What do you do? Whenever you are making a post request, you actually make use of Pydantic's validation over here many times. Post and put request. Right? Yeah. Just see the logic on the router dot post. Here, what we have done here, we have checked for the dependency. Okay, that is how we put in the value. That's fine. And to do request. That's fine. And then we take the class and then we put each and every value and then we dump it, and then we have this to do and then we add it and then we commit it in the similar way. We can write the users this one, right? Yeah. Do we need to have a session over here? Yes, we should, right? Before creation of that, we can first write the logic, that is create user model equals to users and then two asterisks. Then what do you say in this? Two asterisks, and then we have create user model, right? Asana, yeah. User model dot what dot model underscore dump. Fine, yes. The request dot okay. Yes. So here a new user has been created, right? Asana, yes. What do you do then? Then we just say we should have an object of db. Here we haven't created still object of db. Now you see that this create user request does have a field called password, right? S or no, yes. In models, if you go, you would see under users we have hashed password. So they don't match. So this trick isn't that efficient. So in this context, so we shall be typing them individually. Fine, yeah. Email being email, and these are nothing but the values. Fine, yeah. So yeah, just some thoughts in my mind. Those are creeping in like anything, bullshit thoughts, worst thoughts of my life. Okay, and here we shall say hash password as create user request dot password is active. We are putting it to be true. Fine, yeah, yep. In this we are just going to return, that is create user model. Fine, yeah. So now what do we have in here? Let us go to this. Okay, so what do we have in this? Create user model. Okay, so we have create user model. I get that. I want this to run CMD, right? Yeah. And here that is what is it? It's a API environment we are in. Then we shall say cdo to do app, and then we shall say con main is to app reload, right? Yes. Then let us go on this port. When we go on this port slash docs, we shall see over here post request, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So in here, what things do we have? Here the username is Sumesh Deshmukh, right? Yes. Then we have, okay, yes. Then we have first name as Somesh, last name as Deshmukh. Then we have the password test123, and then we have the role. Okay, a role is I am a admin. Then I execute it, and you see that it is 200 response body. So post request is, this will post into DB. Okay, what has been posted, that is the response body. You could see that what we have got out. We don't decide whether it's active or inactive. It will by itself decide it, right? Right. This is being posted, but what is coming as a, what things were kept in the schema? Schema is the model. Schema is the model. This is the model that you would see over there, right? The username, email, first name, last name, hash password is active. You don't specify is active. Now by default it's going to be true, so I need not to specify it. Okay, yes or no? Yeah. Don't let others influence you. 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 Don't let. Don't let others influence you by any cost. Now you would see that is active isn't there. So by default, its value was what? True, right? Yes or no? Yeah. That's why is active isn't there, right? Yes or no? Yes. Next, what do we see next? Next we have is next what we have. Next what do we have? Come on, tell me. The ID that I don't see, that is also taken care by SQL Alchemy, right? Yeah. So in this video, what things did we learn? In this video, I came across the odd.py where the generalized way of what we did, right? That is users, and then we used ***. We had then uh, uh, create user request, create user request dot model dump, but that isn't possible here because you would see the Pydantic base model has password and that of the username has hashed password, right? Yes or no? Yes. This is the difference that we have here, right? Yeah. This is the difference that we have here. Yes or no? Yes. Right? Yeah. You execute it, you find it over here. Yeah, that's great. This also is not required. Even if a field we haven't specified over there, right? Yeah. Yes or no? Yeah. So instead of using this, we make use of something, this one, that is email, username, first name, last name, hashed password is active. Okay, yeah, classic. Now let us understand how are we going to hash our password. If you see it in this hashed password test 123, if you see in this test 123 hashed password, yeah, yep. Okay, hash username. Yeah, users password. Now let's understand how do we hash something. There are many things that needs to be hashed. One is the password, very important. If there is some URL which is not to be shared somewhere, that needs to be hashed. So it's this decryption is something like that, right? Yeah, I really understand what is hashed password. Okay, yeah. But did you get this? What are we trying to achieve in this video? A lot more things were there that traditional way we aren't using. Here we make use of all the parameters being manually being entered, right? So yeah, we're not dumping it this time. We're not dumping the model, right? Yeah. Here we write our individual things, that is create user model equals to users, email, username, first name, last name, hash passwords is active, all these things, right? Yep, that's great. Okay. Yep. Let's go further. Don't let others influence you. Don't let others influence you. One of the things that I have learned in life is don't let others influence you. You can't let others influence you. You need to be an influencer, a potential influencer, but not letting others influence you is the best and most important thing that you can do. Fine, yes or no? Yes. Yeah, the instructions, yeah, yeah. So did you get in this video what are we doing all these things? I think so. Yeah, not that confused, right? Yeah, hash password. Let's go for hash and password. So we are going to make use of something called bicrypt to hash our password. Now you could see that our password being actually stored as test123 in that of database. If you come into yeah, this is where, right here, test123, we don't want it to be seen, right? If someday our db gets hacked and the whole of the passwords can't be leaked out, right? So yeah, so what is the solution for that? So the solution for that is bicrypt. Okay, fine. So yeah, passlib and bcrypt. Okay. So the password lib works along with that of the bcrypt. So for the both of them to work uh, synchronously. Okay. 1.7.4. Passlib is 1.7.4. Yeah, 1.7.4 you would say over here. Yeah, that's 1.7.4. PY2, PY3. Yeah, classic. So Brickip's version 4.0.1 needs to be installed, right? Yeah. So from parslib.context import crypto context. Don't let others influence you. Again, don't let others influence you. Concentrate, focus on being better. Focus. Don't let others. Okay, don't let others influence you. Bcrypt context dot hash create user request dot. So create user request does contain our all of this dot. What you would say? Password. So what did we do over here? Need to understand that, right? Yes or no? Yeah. What was there and what are we doing now? Okay. So we did install two packages. One is the passlib, pip install passlib. That is one of the package, and then we install pip install bcrypt 4.0.1, right? Yes or no? Yes. So two packages were installed. Now we are from passlib.context import crypt context. So we have crypt context. In that going the schema is equals to bcrypt and deprecated equals to auto. We have bcrypt context. Fine. Yes or no? Yes. This one over here. Right? Yeah. Bcrypt context. That's fine. And that bcrypt context we used over here dot hash, and in that we are passing create user request dot password. Create user request dot password. and that is being kept into that of hashed password. That is being kept into that of hashed password. Where is that being kept into? That is kept into that of hashed password. So whatever thing you want to hash, you make use of that of bcrypt context dot hash, and in that bcrypt context dot hash you will pass create user request dot password, and that shall be hashed and put into this variable hashed password, right? Yes or no? Yeah, that is what it will do. Focus, focus, believe in yourself, believe in yourself, I'm telling you, believe in yourself. There would be thousand things stopping you. There will be just one thing that will make you win. There will be thousand people trying to stop you. Just there will be you who will win, right? Will try to win. That is what it is. Need to go on. Need to go on. Don't bring these thoughts in. Just crush them up. Crush them up. Now let's go into that of create hash, and let me again execute this. When I execute this, what do I find? Okay, there is fail to fetch possible reasons. Okay, okay, my server wasn't ready. Okay, docs. Okay, yes or no? Yeah. Okay, we have an error. User is not closed. Sorry, over here, I think so. Don't let others influence you. Don't let others influence you. Don't let others influence you. He is not closed. Fuck that person. Fuck off. Don't care about that. Yeah. You forgot a comma. Okay, here you forgot the comma. Now you go in here, you go on trying this, and you put in here username being Somesh Deshmukh and password being Somesh123, and we say execute, and you would see that hashed password is something like this. Fine, yes or no? Yeah, right? Yep.